morning, one and all present here. There are few instructions for all the participants. Please keep your mic on mute. Please put off your videos. Also, kindly do not share your screen during the session. I repeat once again, please keep your mic on mute. Please put off your videos. Also, kindly do not share your screen during the session. I repeat, very good morning and hearty welcome to all the delegates, principals, participants. I hope you are safe and healthy at home. M.C.E Society's Junior College of Education, with its vision to emerge as a center of excellence in teacher education, has been proactive in organizing one-day national webinar on the topic Time and Stress Management amidst COVID-19 catastrophe. In spite of the pandemic, we appreciate your positive participation in the webinar. A warm welcome once again to each one of you. I call upon Honorable Mrs. Rizwana Daulatabad, HOD of M.C.E Society's Junior College of Education, to deliver welcome note.
Thank you, Naushin Madam. Respected dignitaries, principals, teachers, and dear students, a very good morning to one and all. On behalf of M.C.E Society's Junior College of Education, Azam campus, it gives me a great pleasure to welcome you all for this webinar on stress and time management amidst COVID catastrophe organized by our college. A special welcome to our honorary guest speaker, Dr. Shahid Sheikh Madam, Associate Professor at Maulana Azad National Urdu University, Hyderabad. She also happens to be my teacher while I was doing the B.Ed course. We really appreciate, Madam, that you are sharing your valuable time with us. We have amongst us Dr. Kamla Devi Aute Madam, Principal of Pune D.El.Ed, District Institute of Education and Training. A warm welcome to you, Madam, for being here with us in spite of your busy schedule. I also welcome the driving force behind this webinar, our Vice President of Maharashtra Cosmopolitan Education Society, Azam campus, Mrs. Abida Inamdar Madam. It is because of the constant motivation and vision of Dr. P.A. Inamdar, our President of Maharashtra Cosmopolitan Education Society, and Mrs. Abida Inamdar Madam, our Vice President, that almost all the 32 institutions at Azam campus are organizing national and international webinars on topics which are of practical importance in this difficult and stressful pandemic times. At this point, I would like to quote Dada J.P. Baswar with each other against this pandemic mentally and physically. I appreciate the efforts put in by the organizing committee, coordinator, Shahnaz Madam, Naushin Madam, and Asma Madam for organizing this webinar. I hope this endeavor will be useful for all those who have joined us today. Thank you very much. Over to Naushin Madam.
Thank you, Rizwana Madam. I call upon Honorable Vice President of M.C.E Society's Azam Campus Trust, Mrs. Abida Madam, to say a few words on this occasion.
Hello. I'm Abida Inamdar, Vice President, Maharashtra Cosmopolitan Education Society, and a chairperson of this D.El.Ed college. And I really appreciate Rizwana ma'am and her team to organize at national level the webinar. And I welcome all the participants and the speakers for this time management and stress management during COVID. Time management, I feel, time everybody has 24 hours. Nobody is having 23 hours or 25 hours. So let us enjoy, let us use, and let us utilize every minute of it. We have to balance our time between ourselves, our family, our community, and for the country, and for the whatever interest we have in that. Another thing is, I feel that we should use the modern technology so that we can work more in less time. And I always feel that you should always have a positive attitude.
Thank you, Abida Madam, for your support, guidance, and motivation. Really, you are a true source of inspiration for all the participants, principals, and dignitaries. Now, I would like to request Principal Pune D.El.Ed, Dr. Kamla Devi Aute, to say few words.
Hello.
Yes,
Hello.
ma'am.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Good
ma'am.
morning to all of you.
Very good morning to you, ma'am.
First of all, I
Good
would
morning,
like
ma'am.
to appreciate. Good morning. Good morning, madam. How are you all? First of all, I would like to congratulate M.C.E Society for this good initiative. I'm very thankful to Dr. P.A. Inamdar, President, and Dr. Abeda Namdar, Vice President of Society, and Rizwana Man and all his staff for giving me this opportunity to dialogue with you all. आवाज आ रही है ना? Am I audible?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, you are.
Nowadays, we all are facing corona pandemic situation. No doubt, this phobia, this fear disturbing our life. So, stress management is very important. And today's keynote speaker, Shahin ma'am, is going to guide for that. Uh, so, I'm very thank you, all of you, and welcome all. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Aute Madam, for your motivational words. Really, you are a true source of
Welcome.
inspiration. Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome.
Okay. Today, we have amongst us Dr. Shaheen Sheikh, who is going to share her views on the topic time and stress management amidst COVID-19 catastrophe. Before we hand over the session to her, I request Mrs. Asma Ramzan to formally introduce her to the participants. Over to you, Asma ma'am.
Thank you, Naughty ma'am. A very good morning to all of you. We are privileged today to have with us an eminent, multi-talented, and dynamic personality, Dr. Shaheen Sheikh, who is Associate Professor of Department of Education and Training at Maulana Azad National Urdu University, Hyderabad. She also holds multiple posts at Maulana Azad National Urdu University, Hyderabad, as a provost, academic coordinator, and deputy dean of students' welfare. Dr. Shaheen Sheikh has done BSc, D.Ed., M.Ed., MA in philosophy, SET, MA in English from Osmania University. She has completed her doctorate in ICT and teacher education from University of Pune. She has done Intel Master Trainer course and also completed the advanced course in the same. Ma'am has done Cambridge International Diploma for Teachers and Trainer Leaders online program conducted by University of Cambridge. Ma'am has also completed Saksham ICT Enablement Program jointly organized by Microsoft and University of Pune. Ma'am has more than 29 years of teaching experience in various institutions, which include AIKT, College of Education, Mumbai, HGM, College of Education, Pune, Department of Education and Training, Maulana Azad, National Urdu University, Hyderabad, and her major teaching subjects included English methodology, educational evaluation, statistics in research, and ICT in education. She has been a resource person for Intel, M.C.E, and IGNOU. Not only this, she has also been an academic counselor at IGNOU and coordinator for Cambridge International Center at HGM Azam College of Education. Ma'am has been a part of various workshops organized at national and international level. Ma'am has been a member of selection committee for lecturers at University of Pune, member of syllabus reconstruction committee at University of Pune, Maulana Azad National Urdu University, a paper setter and moderator for B.Ed and M.Ed examinations. He has not only published a number of research papers in international journals, but is also an author of number of books in education. She is also a research guide for students pursuing M.Ed, M.Phil, and PhD. It is not only a pleasure for us, but we feel that we are fortunate to have Dr. Shaheen Sheikh as the guest speaker for today's webinar. So, I now request Dr. Shaheen Sheikh to share her knowledge and enlighten us. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, dear. Thank you for that wonderful introduction. At the beginning, I would like to thank M.C.E Society, Azam College of Education, Mrs. Abida Enamdar, Anita Belapurkar, Madam, Rizwana, because she's my student, and Shahnaz for being the coordinator, and Asma for that wonderful introduction. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to be a resource person at this webinar. And I hope I'm not going to disappoint you. And because I think we are already past the time, it's 11:16, we started at 11. Anyways, let me just start with the session. And as you all know, in March, a tragedy struck the whole world, and that was in the form of COVID-19 virus. And it completely changed the whole world for us. It was really a kind of what you call it, catastrophe, because it has changed the way we work, the way we live, and the way we communicate with each other. Because previously we used to go to their homes and talk to them, meet them. But now we do not go to anybody's house, but we try to meet them online. In the same way, when learning, we try to learn online as we are doing today. And moreover, our day-to-day routine has changed. We are not traveling anywhere. We are stuck at home. We are staying at home for the full day, 24 hours. So we have become quite, you can call it Atmanirbhar, isn't it? We are self-dependent now. So in this catastrophe of COVID-19, it is very important that in order to get all the things that are there on our agenda done, we need to have some kind of a time management. And because of this continuous change or this drastic change that has happened in our lives, we need to have some kind of stress management. So we are going to actually learn about how to deal with the stress and how to manage our time during this COVID-19 catastrophe. So let me share my screen with you so that you can see the presentation. I've tried to make it as interesting as possible. One second, just let me share my screen first. Just 1 second. I hope you can see my screen.
No, ma'am.
You can see my screen?
No.
No, okay, 1
No,
second.
ma'am, no.
1 second, 1 second. Now you can see my screen?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Started share.
Okay, so today we are going to study about time and stress learn about time and stress management, how to manage your time and how to manage your stress during the COVID-19 catastrophe. Now, because of this COVID-19 catastrophe, we have a lot of things which we have to manage. First of all, the crisis, the health crisis, the social crisis, and the personal crisis that we are facing today. Next, we have to manage the stress, we have to manage the time, we have to manage our work. We also have to manage our attitude, because here attitude is going to be a very important factor. And we also have to manage our digital skills. Previously, we did not know how to handle online learning sessions, but now we have learned it as a result of this catastrophe, isn't it? So if you want to make your dreams come true, the first thing that you have to do is wake up, right? Once you wake up, you start working, and that will help your dreams in coming true, because just dreaming is not going to get you anywhere. Working on your dreams is going to get you to places. If you don't know where you're going, you will probably end up somewhere else. So you should also know where you are going. You should have a particular goal. And unless and until you have a goal, you will not be able to reach it, and you will not be able to achieve anything in life. So you actually have to concentrate on doing instead of planning, and use your time on the tasks and not managing them, and don't wait for tomorrow. Now, how can you manage stress and time efficiently and effectively? First thing that you have to do is analyze, plan, implement, and evaluate. Now, we'll just see these stages later in details, so that because if you want to manage your stress and time, first of all, you need to find out, analyze, isn't it? Then you need to plan how to help yourself, and then implement. Implementation is important, and then finally you need to evaluate. What to do? This is a big question for us. So, first of all, you need to analyze. Analyze and identify the cause of the problem. If you are not able to manage your time, or if you are stressed out, then you need to find out why you do not have the time and why you are stressed out. So don't let yesterday use up today. That means don't let yesterday's work go on till today, because then you're using up today, isn't it? So don't postpone your work, but get it done on the same day itself. Analyze, first of all, we'll talk about time management and then we'll go on to stress management. Analyze your utilization of time and stressors. How do you use your time and what are your stressors? First of all, analyze your routine activities. How much time do you spend sleeping? How much time do you spend bathing, cleaning, washing, eating, travel, TV? TV is the major eater of our time, isn't it? And of course, classes. So what are the ways in which we waste time? We do waste a lot of time. I think everybody will agree with me. So what are the ways in which we waste time? First of all, time wasters. The Facebook. Yes. How much time do you spend wasting your time on Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp? Then photo taking, editing, organizing, uploading and posting. This has also become a major time waster in today's society. Personal grooming, that also takes up a lot of time. Playing games, we play a lot of games on the mobile, on the laptop, on the computer. So we do waste a lot of time. Watching movies, TV, shopping, all of these are not getting us anywhere, but still we do use up time to do this. And nowadays, I think more of online shopping because of the COVID-19 catastrophe. We do a lot of online shopping. We cannot go to the shop. So we try to satisfy ourselves by doing online shopping. And of course, cleaning, because we do not have any house help because of the COVID-19. She's also stuck at home and we are stuck at home. So, and obsessions and hobbies. So all these are major time wasters. So we need to first identify which things we are using or on which we are wasting our time. And then we go to the stress management. Now, first of all, you need to find out the one, what you call it, golden rule of stress management is low stress is good, but you are at peace and you don't do anything. But you have a kind of beneficial stress, which is also called as eustress. And that little bit of stress is very important because that helps us to get things done. Otherwise, we would be just relaxing, sleeping, and just whiling away the time, isn't it? So we need some kind of a stress, which is called as eustress or beneficial stress, so that we can optimize our performance. But it should not go into the red zone and become a harmful stress, because then it will harm both your body as well as your mind. So we have to balance ourselves so that we have the eustress, but we do not have the harmful stress, which is also called as distress. Know your stress triggers. What are the things which trigger your stress? Is it pressure of time? Is it workload? Is it low support? Is it official statements? Is it conflicts, official statements? Arey, lockdown वापस से बढ़ गया. You get stressed up. Now what to do? Now again 15 days at home or 1 month at home. Then conflicts, because if you are at home, everybody is at home and you may have conflicts. So that can also be a stress trigger. Policies and directives. Every day, some new rules keep coming. Some new rules are changing. And so that may also create stress. Relationship problems and suppression techniques, wherein you try to suppress some kind of desires, any desire to eat, desire to watch a movie, anything. A desire to sleep also. So that also may create your stress. So these may be the external stress factors, but you have some internal stress factors also, like difficult decisions that you have to make, the pressure to perform, insecurity in your role, loneliness in your role. Now, this loneliness has become a major, what you call it, factor nowadays, because people are feeling lonely because they're not able to contact anybody, meet anybody, and chat and gossip with anybody. So loneliness has also become a major stress trigger. Disappointments, difficult priorities, perceived expectations, what people expect about you, or what you expect of yourself and what you are achieving. If there is a difference between that, then it becomes a stress trigger. And then conflicts between your different roles, between the role of your whatever roles, home roles, work roles, and social roles. So there may be a conflict between these roles. So all these will start to create a stress for you. And what is the impact of this stress? First of all, inability to act. You don't
Sorry
do
to
anything.
interrupt, ma'am. You have
Yes.
to share your presentation once again, ma'am.
Share? Why?
Once again, I don't know what happened due to some connectivity issue.
Okay, 1 second.
Please, ma'am.
Okay, so I share again. And from where did the connectivity go?
From our side, I think so, ma'am.
Okay. So these are your stress triggers. I hope you got to see these external stress and internal stress. Yes? Hello?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. So 1 second. So this stress, external and internal, it acts on us, and it causes our an inability to act. You worry about things. You seem isolated. You go into isolation. You become very rigid. I'll do this. I won't do that. Sometimes you also have an inability to think. It may lead to anxiety, anger, doubt. So all these things are indicators of stress. So if you are having this, that means you are having stress. Now, plan. After you have analyzed, you need to plan. So time and stress management techniques. Now, because time is different, time management is different, and stress management is different, we'll take it one by one. So first of all, you need to set a goal. If you don't have a goal, if you don't know where you are going, you will not reach anywhere. I think that was the first quotation that I shared with you. So first of all, you need to set a goal. And then after setting the goal, you need to make a plan. Unless and until you set down the steps, what all you will do to get achieve your goal. Like supposing if you say, I want to become, fluent in writing. So you have to make a plan. I will write 1 page every day. I will try to correct my mistakes, etc. So that will be your plan, and then get to work on it. And then see whether you are sticking to it. That is also important. And then only you will be able to reach your goals. So first of all, you need to do is you need to set your goals. Now, goals may be of different kinds. You may have some work goals. At work, what do you want to achieve? At home, on the personal front, what do you want to achieve? On the social level, what do you want to achieve? So all these things you need to first chalk it out, and then you can make the necessary steps to reach your goal. So whenever you set a goal, please make sure that they are smarter. Previously, we used to have only smart goals, but now it is to be smarter goals. And maybe later on, we'll get some smartest goals also. So first of all, your goal should be specific. Your goal should be specific. It should be measurable. It should be action-oriented. Specific in the sense, what do you want to achieve? You cannot say, I want to just succeed, because that becomes very vague. Okay, so you want to say that I want to become this. I want to become the principal. I want to become the director, etc. So that will be a specific goal that you have to set for yourself. You cannot say I just want to succeed, because that won't be a specific goal. It should be measurable. Okay, in how many years do I need to work in order to become that? So it should be measurable, and then you start working on it, action oriented. You have to do some actions. You cannot just sit and say, okay, I want to become the principal, and just sit and do nothing. You will not become a principal anytime in your life. So you need to become action. You need to do some actions. So that is also very important. Only then you will be able to achieve your goals. They should be realistic. If you cannot say that I want to become the prime minister, because that will be a bit too idealistic, or I think it may be out of reach also. So be realistic. identify what are your capabilities, what are your qualities, and accordingly set up some realistic goals. Then they should be timed. Always set a time limit. Okay, in so many years or in so many months, I'm going to do this. Like for me, for example, if I want to publish an article, I say, okay, in this month, I would like to get one article published. So that is a time limit. So in the month of July, one article to be published. So that is timing. Unless and until you time yourself, you will not be able to achieve your goals, because then you have some kind of a what you call it shorter goal in order to achieve your longer goal. Now, once you have set your goals, you have done your actions and everything, then you need to evaluate yourself. Have you achieved your goals in the related time? Whatever you have done, was it sufficient to achieve your goals? If you have not achieved them, why you have not achieved them? And accordingly, you need to review your whole plan in order to achieve the goal. Only then you will be able to achieve it. Time wasters are many, like we already talked about it before. Socializing, gossip, this is major time waster for women. I think even for men nowadays, because now we don't have anything else to do but talk to people on phone. So we spend a lot of time on the phone. So socializing, gossip, breaks, call to friends, all these are time wasters. Procrastination is one major time waster. Acha, this work is to be done, so let me do it tomorrow. Let me do it tomorrow. So you are spending time today thinking about, okay, this work needs to be done and I will do it tomorrow. So you are spending time today also, and tomorrow also maybe you'll think the same thing and postpone it to another day. So procrastination also takes a lot of time. Mujhe ye karna hai, but you're not doing anything, you're not acting. So that also makes a lot of difference, and it is a time waster. No focus. When you're doing too many things and no prioritizing, you end up doing the unnecessary tasks, and the necessary tasks get deleted to the or delegated to the background. So you need to focus and do some things with prioritizing. Poor planning. If you don't plan yourself, you will not be able, you will waste a lot of time, because without planning, nothing gets done. Interruptions by phone or in person, this is very common time waster. Somebody calls and you end up not doing the thing that you had planned for. Time wasters again, distractions, no discipline, daydreaming. Main ye karungi, main wo karungi, I'll do this, I'll do that. So that is daydreaming. So you spend a lot of time on that. So it's a time waster. Not being organized. If you're not organized, you will end up spending a lot of time searching for things, because then you will not find them because you're not organized. If you're organized, you find them immediately. But if you're not organized, you have to search for things, and then it wastes a lot of time. Burnout, sickness, lack of concentration, and stress. All these are also major time wasters, because if you're stressed up, you end up, you cannot do anything. Your inability to act is there. And that is why it becomes a time waster. Doing others' work and being too helpful. Many times you end up wasting a lot of time in doing other people's work because you're trying to help them out. But who is going to help you? So you have to think about it and identify if it is necessary, help them. If it is not necessary, let them do their own work. So doing others' work or being too helpful also wastes a lot of time. Implement the change yourself. It is you who is going to change. Nobody else is going to help you in managing your time or your stress. So you need to change yourself in order to become better and become a better time manager and a better unstressed or stressed person. Implement the change yourself. This is important. Now, you need to change your mindset. First of all, if you want to implement this change, अपना दिमाग या अपने सोचने का तरीका बदलो. Change your mindset, because once you change your mindset, only then you will be able to succeed. Why should I wake up early is not a question you should ask. Why should I use a calendar? Again, why should I do that? If you keep on asking this, you will not be progressing anywhere. Why should I plan? Again, you will not be progressing anywhere. So you need to change your mindset. And what do you need to ask? Change and say, how much time do I have to myself in the morning? I have 30 minutes. So what can I do in this 30-minute pocket of time? That is also very important. And then when should I schedule my work? When should I do the work? Set up a time, and that will help you in managing a lot of things. Of course, we have only 24 hours in a day, but you can increase the time by organizing your work. So getting things done in half the time helps in increasing the time. So implementing, how do you implement it? First of all, routine activities, please fix the time of the routine activities. What are you going to do in the morning at 9 o'clock? Bathing ka time, you should have it fixed. What time do you have your breakfast? What time do you have your lunch, dinner? All these times should be fixed. And in between, you should also have time for your day-to-day activities. So fix a time for each activity. If you want to study, the time should be fixed. If you want to do some referencing from search for material for your students, again, fix the time for that activity. Say you're going to do it for 1 hour, fix it and do it on the same time every day. It will become a habit later on. Do it at the same time every day and it will become a habit. Once it becomes a habit, you don't have to think about it. And if you're not thinking about it, you're not wasting time on it. So develop it into a habit and then you will be able to manage your time better. Now, in time management, we always say a to-do list, but I say, first of all, a not to-do list is to be generated. What you should not do. Okay, you should not watch TV for more than 1 hour. Okay, so that not to-do list needs to be generated before a to-do list. Only then your to-do list will be successful. So first generate a not to-do list. What all things you are not going to do so that you don't waste time. And then go on to a to-do list, and it should be a written to-do list, because if it is not written, if it is in your mind, half the time you may forget and you may not remember what you are supposed to do. So written to-do list, try to spend 5 to 10 minutes each day on planning your activities with a daily to-do list. Once you have this list ready with you, tick off what you have done and question mark those activities which you did not do and why you did not do them. So then this written to-do list will help you in managing your time. You have to also prioritize and put it into 4 columns. Okay, review the to-do list and organize it into the 4 columns that are given over here. First is urgent and important, which you have to do it now, which you cannot get out of it. Okay, then important, not urgent, decide when you have to do it. That is also important, but it is not urgent, so you decide or set up a time for when you want to do it. Then urgent but not important, so delegate it. Try to find out if somebody else can do it. If somebody else can do it, you are saving your time, isn't it? And if it is not important and not urgent, just delete it. You don't need to spend time doing what is not important and not urgent. So you have to divide your tasks into these 4 categories in order to get your work done. You also have an ABC rating. And again, it's the same. Critical, A is critical, B's are less urgent, and C's are nice to do things which you feel nice, but you can move it to another day. So ABC rating also you can do, and then accordingly decide A's, you have to do it. B's, you can do it after you have done with your A's and if you have time. And nice, C's are nice to do things after you have time left after A's and B's, then you can do your C's. Okay, so this is what you have to do. Now, many times you have a lot of unplanned tasks which come up. So don't do anything on those unplanned tasks unless and until you add it to your to-do list and also you rate it, whether it is A, B, C, or it is urgent and important, urgent, not important. So accordingly rate it and accordingly work on it. Okay, now one more thing that you can do is, now if you have a lot of work to do, if the task is very complex, like for example, many of you must be doing your PhDs or maybe some other activities. So how to do that work? So divide and rule. Divide the task, the big task, into smaller tasks and get each task done. Okay, break down your complex task into smaller manageable pieces and then you will be able to manage the work. Like for example, for my PhD students, I always advise, okay, you just review one particular, if they're doing review of related literature, just do one review in one day and type it into your document, and just one in a day. It may take about 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, but at least that work is done. And at the end of 30 days, you will have 30 reviews with you, which you have actually worked on. And if you're doing one at a day, you can really concentrate on it and do a good job out of it. Otherwise, if you sit on one day and try to do all the reviews together, it will become a very complicated and complex task, and the quality will also not be so good. So divide and rule, and that will really help you in doing your things. Focus on one at a time. Don't try to do everything together. So focus on one activity at a time. This is a very important and very, what we call it, good rule. I call it the funnel rule. And you can actually, any task that comes to you, try to eliminate it. No, I'm not going to do it. It is not a negative attitude. It is a time-saving technique. Okay, so try to eliminate it. If you can, by saying no, I cannot do this. If somebody says, oh, can you please come and help me out? You can just say no, and so you save that much of time. If you say yes, then you will have to spend time, go with that person and do whatever work along with that person. So then it takes a lot of time. So say no. So you are eliminating it. But if you cannot say no, maybe you can say tomorrow, more time, you can give it to it tomorrow. Try to automate your tasks. If you have some tasks, automate it. For example, paying the electricity bills. Nowadays, you can just automate it, automatically set it on auto pay, and it goes automatically. So you don't have to bother about it, and you don't have to spend time paying your bills, etc. On, even if it is online, you do spend a lot of time paying your bills, isn't it? So if you set it on auto pay, every month when the bill comes, it will automatically get paid. So automate some tasks if you can. Then delegate. Give it to somebody to do. If you have some people who can do it, please give it to those so that you can do it. And finally, after all these steps, if the task still exists, then you have to do it. Okay. Now, if you have to do it now, then you have no other option but to concentrate. But if you have to do it later, if you can do it later, then procrastinate on purpose. Get the important things done and do this task later. Okay. So this is how you can use the funnel rule in order to manage your time and get things done. And finally, the moment of victory. Once you have done something, you need to take a moment to look at the result. This is very important. If you don't look at the result and you don't feel the satisfaction of progress, it'll not help you. So you need to get that satisfaction of progress. So tap yourself, pat yourself on the back, and this will motivate you to continue with this particular process. Now, evaluation and review is also very important. Your to-do list, whether did you get to do everything? Did you utilize your time properly? Where did you waste your time? How can you do better? And how do you feel? These are all important questions that you need to ask at the end of the day. And now coming to stress management, how to get rid of that stress, or how to bust that balloon of stress that is getting onto your nerves and onto your head and spoiling everything for you. So how to manage the stress is very important. First of all, understand the stress. I think I'll share the PPT with Rizwana, and she can forward it to you. And if you get time, try and understand your stress. How are your sleeping habits? And give the marks to yourself. And if you are doing pretty well, you must be scoring around 26 to 30 points. 20 to 25 points if you have moderate amount of stress, and 10 to 19 points you are having high stress levels. So find out your stress, how much stress do you have, and accordingly deal with it. Identify your stress sources. What are your sources of stress? Sometimes you feel, I have to be perfect, I'm not good enough. So it creates a lot of stress, especially if you want to be perfect. That is a big stressor. a very big stressor. So find out your stress sources. Conflict, then fear of failure. Like if you're doing something, will I succeed is a very big, what you call it, stressor. Then frustration, then pleasing everybody is also a big stressor. Isko maska marna padega. That kind of stress is there. Comparing to others, when you compare yourself to others, that is, I think, one of the major stressors. You're comparing yourself. I'm this and she is that, so or he is that. So uh, then it becomes stressed. So ignore those things. Financial problems, yeah. Nowadays in the era of COVID-19, financial problems are there in every household. You have a lot of financial problems. People are not getting their, people have lost their jobs. People are not getting their salaries. Many people have taken major salary cuts. So you have a lot of financial problems also, which may be creating a stress, especially if you are on a string budget or something like that. Then it becomes a big source of stress. Unhappiness with the job or occupation, then any kind of relationship problems, past traumas, death of loved ones, any kind of hassles. Illnesses also create a lot of stress. Any kind of life changes, career, moving house, divorce, etc. All these are stressors. So identify what is stressing you out. Once you have identified, you will be able to deal with it. If you have not identified it, you will not be able to deal with it. Okay, even if you go to the doctor is going to try to identify what you call it, what is your disease or what you are ailing with, and only then he is going to give you the medicine. So first identify your stress source, and only then you will be able to move forward in order to reduce the stress. Then learn to recognize the stress signals. Now in the body, you have headaches, frequent infections, taut muscles, muscular twitches, fatigue, skin irritations, breathlessness. In your mind, you may be worrying, you may have muddled thinking, you're not able to think properly, impaired judgment may be there, you may make wrong judgments, you may have nightmares, indecisions, you're not able to decide, you have a lot of negativity, nahi hoga, that kind of attitude, hasty decisions. So all these are your mind stress signals. And behavior, you become accident prone, बार बार गिर रहे हो, मार लग रहा है, maybe that may be because of stress. Then loss of appetite, not able to eat, or increase in appetite also over here, you eat more. Loss of sex drive, drinking more, insomnia, not able to sleep, restlessness, more of smoking. So all these are also stress signals. You also have some emotional stress signals, which is loss of confidence. You don't know whether you'll be able to do it. You're more fussy. Yeah, why this is happening? Why this is going on and all that? And why did you do it like this? So this kind of fussiness is a signal of stress. Depression, apathy, where you are not bothered about anything, that is also a signal of stress. Alienation, you try to keep to yourself, not contact anybody, not talk to anybody. And apprehension, where you are fearing something or you are afraid of something. So all these are stress signals. So if you have any of them, you need to recognize these stress signals so that you are able to deal with them. Recognize your stress strategies also. Now, every person has his own stress strategy. So first you need to find out, how do you deal with all these stresses? What is your go-to tactic for calming down? Supposing you're stressed out, how do you calm down? Maybe you watch a movie, maybe you go shopping, maybe you eat a lot, or you maybe go to sleep. So all these may be your stress strategies. Maybe you joke, you may go for a walk, you may even ask for some help, chill out. Okay, so all these are your stress strategies, or dealing with stress strategies. So you need to identify what strategy you are using. And if you don't have anything, then you are in deep trouble. So you need to go ahead and manage the stress. Now you have some various kind of action-oriented approaches for managing your stress. That means you need to do something in order to manage your stress. So first of all, be assertive. Assertive means you have to assert yourself. Tell others, okay, I will not take this. I value myself. I can express anger. Okay. Matlab, say no to somebody. Be assertive. You cannot just say, okay, nahi, acha theek hai, acha theek hai. That kind of an attitude will create more stress for you. So you need to actually assert yourself and show what is acceptable to you and what is not acceptable to you. So you need to be assertive in order to get rid of stress. So first of all, you need to be assertive. Then reduce the noise. One thing or one major stress reliever is mobile phone switch off kar do. Screen time, TV pe switch off kar do. Just switch off all the technology, and that will really help you in slowing you down and relaxing, because relaxing helps in beating stress or defeating stress, isn't it? So you need to switch off all the technology and the screen time so that you can slow down a little to manage the stress. Manage your time, because if you don't manage your time, you are going to get, I think 90% of the time stress is generated because you are not able to manage your time. So use the techniques that I have stated in order to manage your time so that you are not stressed and you get your work done on time. Once you get your work done on time, you have a big satisfaction. You will feel that satisfaction in your body, and it will automatically remove all the stress that is there in your life.
Ma'am, 1 minute.
Yeah.
1 minute, ma'am. I think again the screen sharing has stopped.
Okay, 1 second.
Yeah, you'll have to do it once again.
Yeah, 1 second. I'm doing it. One second, I'm just doing it.
Yeah, ma'am.
Now you are able to see. No, 1 second.
If participants have any questions, please put it in the chat box.
Now you're able to see it?
Not
No,
yet,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
now.
Started sharing, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, started now? Okay.
Yes, we can see.
So now you have to create boundaries. Creating boundaries is also an action technique, wherein you have to set up what you call it as Lakshman Rekha. Ye cheeze, these things I am going to accept. These things I am not going to accept. Don't compromise on your values, because once you compromise on values, you will keep on thinking about it and it will create a lot of stress. So don't compromise on your values. Value your own opinion. Whatever opinion you have, you need to actually share it with people or tell them about your opinion. Don't just accept everybody's opinion. So you need to create a boundary, and of course say no. Accept others also when they say no to you. That is also very important. Unless and until you do that, you will not be able to get rid of stress. 1 second. Okay. Now, get out of your head. Sometimes you keep on thinking, and that is what is going to stress you out. So stop worrying, stop overthinking, and that will help you in relieving your anxiety and emotional stress. And specifically, no negative thinking, because if you are doing negative thinking, then you the whole life and your whole outlook will become negative, and that will become a very big stressing factor for you or a stressor for you. So please stop, get out of your head, stop thinking what will happen if, how will I do it, I can't do it, this is bad, no, I don't want to do it. So all these things will help in getting you stressed. So stop thinking, you just need a break. distract yourself. Distraction ke liye you can do a lot of things. You can simply sit and watch a movie. You can just go to sleep. So all these things you can distract yourself with, or do something else which you like, so that you get rid of this thinking. Once you start thinking, it will give you a lot of stress. So stop thinking, get out of your head. Now, emotion, the next step of approaches, first one we talked about action-oriented approaches. Now we are going to emotion-oriented approaches. How to manage our emotions so that we can manage our stress. So first of all, affirmations and imagery. Now, this is a very, very strong technique for getting rid of any kind of stress. All is well. I think everybody must be remembering the Three Idiots dialogue, all is well. So everything is working out, all is well. Just say that and you will feel good, and you will feel that everything is being managed, and your stress will automatically reduce. So first of all, you need is affirmations that everything is well, nothing is wrong, everything is going on as it should. So all is well is what is important over here. And imagery. Imagine yourself in a very peaceful place. Imagine yourself in a very beautiful place. That will also help in getting rid of stress. So this is one technique, emotional technique of managing stress. Then one more very important technique, which is called as cognitive restructuring, which was presented by Dr. Albert Ellis in 1950. And he said that you need to actually restructure how you think and how you react to things. So this is very important. Now, if you have failed a test, don't think that you are worthless or stupid, because it will push you into depression. But you think, okay, I'm smart, I didn't study for this test, so I can do better. So it will not create any depression for you. So these are things that you have to know, and you have to try to, what you call it, mold yourself to think like this. That is called as cognitive restructuring. Now, for example, an event, I gained half a kg this week. Oh my God, my whole weight loss program is a failure. So I better give up trying to lose weight. So this is a negative thinking process. So what you need to do is, okay, it is not a failure, okay, a setback. So it is difficult to lose weight, but not impossible. So you can actually go ahead. And it will not stress you out. So you need to actually change the way you think and deal with things in order to get rid of stress. You also have an ABC technique, which is called as, first of all, awareness, where what causes you stress and how do you react to stress. Then a balance, that is, you have to manage that fine line between positive and negative stress. And how much can you cope with, how much of stress can you take is important before it becomes negative stress. And finally, C, control, what you can do to help yourself get rid of the negative effects of stress. So this ABC technique also you can apply for getting rid of stress. Then you have some acceptance-oriented approaches. You accept things, okay? Diet. Stress can lead to poor eating habits. So you need to actually change, isn't it? And I think many people have gained weight during the COVID-19 because they're sitting at home. So that may also become a stress factor. So accept it. Okay, so this has happened. Now what to do? So acceptance-oriented techniques. Unless and until you accept, you will not be able to make the change. Then you need to exercise. Exercise is a very important and a very, what you call it, effective stress buster. Unless and until you actually exercise, you will not be able to get anywhere. So you need to exercise, and you can use a lot of exercises, especially yoga. Again, as I said, in time management, set up a particular time in the day so that you can do this exercise so that you will get rid of stress. And then you have a set time, so it doesn't take too much of an effort also. Meditation and physical relaxation. Now, this is also a very important factor in getting rid of stress. First of all, exercise, physical relaxation, take a nap, listen to music, meditate, then play with a pet, go for a jog, go for a walk. All these are stress busters. So meditation and physical relaxation is also Very, very important. Now, next thing that you need to do is build up your resilience. That means you need to become strong. You need to become strong over here. Now, how do you become strong? First of all, you need to take care of your body. Because if your body is strong, you have a strong mind only in a strong body. If your body is weak, your mind will also become weak and stressed. So take care of your body. That is important. Then live to learn. Don't think that, okay, now this is not, I cannot learn this and I cannot do this. Because now in today's age where everything is changing so rapidly and so fast, it is like if you do not learn, you are left behind. And if you are left behind, then you will become stressed. So you need to actually learn so that learn everything, all the new things that are coming up. Like yesterday, we didn't know how to do online conferencing, how to do Google Classroom, how to do Moodle platforms, etc. But today we have learned it. And if you don't do it, then you will not be able to actually cope up with the changes that are coming up in life. Isn't it?
Ma'am, please share the screen once again. Just because of participants, participants are sharing their screen. And due to that, okay, we are just disconnecting, ma'am.
Okay. I think the data is getting
Yeah.
heavy over there. So ask them to mute their videos as well as audios.
Yes, ma'am.
An audio. If it is
Participants
muted,
are requested not to share their screen.
not to share their screen and also their
And
video.
please off your videos and mute your mic
The
also.
video will take up the data, isn't it? So that's why it is getting slow. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Participants, please note that. Please put off your videos, participants.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you need to build your resilience, take care of your body, live to learn, because you need to learn nowadays in this particular era. We did not know how to stay at home for, I think, 4 months now, but still we have learned it. If we don't, then we will get very frustrated and it will create a lot of stress. So live to learn, then engage in random acts of kindness. Be kind, do something nice, and that will help in reducing your stress, and it will also make you a strong person, emotionally strong. Character also will become strong. Bring humor to your life. Laugh at things, take jokes. Okay, and if anybody makes a joke of you out of you, okay, laugh along with them, because learn to accept. Learning to accept is also very important. Now, whatever is happening nowadays, you cannot keep on thinking, "Arey, ye kyun ho raha hai? Why is this happening? It should not have happened." If you think like that, then you will become stressed. So you need to learn to accept. If you don't learn to accept, you will not be able to, you will get stressed. Okay. Then you also need to make your own reality. You need to find out what you are and what you are. You need to know your strengths and your weaknesses, because if you don't know your strengths and weaknesses, maybe you will have too much of expectations out of yourself, and if you're not able to live up to those expectations, then it will become a very difficult thing for you and you will become stressed. So make your own reality, find out what you are, who you are, how capable you are, and accordingly you set up your goals. Dismiss self-destructive thinking wherein you think, I cannot do this, I won't be able to do this. So this kind of self-destructive thinking you need to dismiss in order to become a strong person. You need to always be optimistic, think positive thoughts, okay, so that you are able to do something. Be optimistic, always see the plus side of things, don't go to the negatives. Of course you should be aware of the negatives, because if you're not aware of the negatives, then maybe you will be in for a big rude shock, isn't it? So you need to be aware of the negatives also, but be positive and be optimistic. That will help you in becoming strong. Discover and enhance your strengths. Whatever your strengths are, capitalize on them. Make them more strong. Because you know your weaknesses, you cannot do much to your weaknesses. So capitalize on your strengths and be actionable. Do things. If you don't do anything, then you will become lazy and you won't be able to actually accomplish anything. So be actionable, do things so that you become a strong person and talk it out. Now, in stress management, one very important technique is to talk to somebody. Talk to somebody, an adult person or a friend or a confidant, whoever you feel can actually listen to you and give you good advice. So talk it out with them, and that will help in releasing your stress a lot. Like for example, in this, what do you call it? Cartoon, the person is saying, I'm confused about what I need for class and I can't seem to get going. I can't stay focused, I'm tired, and sometimes I even fall asleep in the class. So the other person is advising him, why don't you take a break and I'll calm you down a little because I know some stress relief methods. So that person will help you out. If you tell somebody about your problems, only then that person will be able to solve your problems. So choose a particular appropriate person and accordingly share your problems and get rid of the stress. Sleep. Now, this is a very good thing, isn't it? Sleep really helps in removing the stress. Stress and sleep, it affects your mood. So many people who miss sleep over here, 27% of people who miss sleep because of stress have feelings of sadness or depression. So if you're able to sleep, that means you do not have too much of stress. Or even if you sleep more, then also we can say that you are stressed. You're trying to run away from things. So sleep is also important. If you get less sleep, then it becomes it becomes a creator of stress. So a person who has only about 5.8 hours of sleep is very stressful. 6.1 hours, just 20 minutes more and moderately stressful. Then 6.5 hours, somewhat stressful. 6.6 hours, slightly, and 6.8, that means almost 7 hours of sleep if you get, then your stress levels should reduce considerably, isn't it? So this is how you sleep can affect your stress. So try to get some sleep. Even if you have things pending, then again, important, think about the important. And if it is not so important, get your sleep. Now, coping with stress during the COVID-19 outbreak. I know it's any type of crisis, it's normal to feel sad, stressed, confused. In the beginning, when COVID-19 broke out, I think we used to spend almost the whole day in front of the TV, trying to get updates on what has happened, what has happened, how many people more. But now it has become like, okay, it is happening, that's all. You're getting to accept it. So it is normal to feel sad and confused. So don't mistake that for stress. Okay, it is normal to feel sad and confused, but try to talk to people and connect with your family and friends, even if it is only on the phone now because of the COVID-19, but still try to connect, and that will help in relieving or releasing your stress a little bit. Be aware that everything you hear about the virus may be true. Whatever you hear about the virus, it's not necessary that everything is true. Try to get information from standard sources like WHO, the local Red Cross, government website, MHRD. All these will give you real, authentic information, because if you switch on the news channel, then you get hundreds of things. According to news channels, China has already attacked India and there's a war going on, isn't it? So that will really stress you out. So don't believe those channels, because they are out to make money through advertising. So they will just, any kind of rumor also they will run on their channel in order to get the TRPs, isn't it? So be aware that not everything you hear about the virus may be true. So be aware about what is the truth, and what you call it, try to find out from reliable sources. Then breaking news every other hour or every other, I think, minute you have some breaking news. So limit worry and agitation by lessening the time that you and your family watch TV or listen to media coverage, which you feel is upsetting. If you feel that it is upsetting, just switch off the TV or switch off the channel, change to another channel where you can watch something good, something constructive, something positive, and that will help in limiting the stress. Now, because you are stuck at home, you don't know what to do. So many people I have talked to have said that they're getting bored nowadays. Before we are getting bored, we don't know what to do because the whole day we are at home and nothing to do except watch TV and maybe some classes online. And after that, nothing to do because you're not going out, you're not doing anything. So all that time is saved. So you don't have anything to do. So nowadays we have a lot of time. So time management should not be an issue, isn't it? Anyway, so draw on skills that you have learned in the past and try to use those skills to manage your emotions during the outbreak. Like for example, meditation you can do yoga, you can do some music classes, or you can watch some nice movies. But there's no sense, don't keep on saying that you're bored, you don't know what to do, because that will also create a lot of stress for you. So you need to actually draw on those skills that you have used in the past so that you can beat the stress today. And if you must stay at home, maintain a healthy lifestyle, include proper diet, sleep, exercise, and social contact with family and friends at home, even if it is remotely, but try to do that, because at home you can actually concentrate on this, isn't it? You can have a healthy diet. Don't think that, okay, just because it is now, lockdown times, you cannot go anywhere, so you can make a lot of things and eat at home. Then you will only end up putting on a lot of weight, and which will finally affect your health and finally create a lot of stress for you. So include a proper diet, healthy diet, sleep on time, get up on time, because we don't have anywhere to go, we don't sleep on time. So you need to actually manage your sleep routines, awake routines, where what time you get up. ऑफिस नहीं जाना है तो देर तक सो सकते हैं. That is one common factor which is there during these lockdown times, isn't it? So don't do that, because that will actually mess with your routine, and finally you will find yourself that you are not able to do this and that in spite of being at home, in spite of having a lot of free time. So because you've spent you have changed your routine. So try to maintain the routine, maintain your sleep time, get wake up time and all that, and that will help you in actually managing your stress. And contact your family and friends. Of course, because it is lockdown, it doesn't mean that you cannot talk to your family. You can always talk to them. Nowadays, we have Skype, we have WhatsApp video calls, we have Google Zoom sessions. So you can organize free of cost Zoom sessions also with your family, friends, and say, come on, let's meet up on Zoom and talk to each other. Get-togethers can be on Zoom, can be on Google Duo, it can be on WhatsApp video calls. So that kind of thing you can have so that you can stay stress-free and deal with any emotions that you may have in a healthy manner. Because I think many people are stressing out that, thoda sa gala dukha, I don't know, do I have COVID? That kind of thing is getting on your nerves, and you start stressing on it. I'm not able to sleep, I'm feeling tired, so maybe I have COVID, isn't it? So talk to a health worker or a counselor and find out and seek help for your physical and mental health needs if required in these times. One most ways, 10 strategies for managing stress in your workplace. I think workplace is one place where you have a lot of stress, isn't it? Abhi to office जाने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, but still you have a lot of stress. In spite of not going to the college, not going to the school or whatever, but still you have a lot of stress. So how to manage stress in workplace? First of all, control your distractions. Don't just keep on gossiping with other people when you go for work. So control your distractions and regain control over your environment and technology so that you feel less frazzled or less worried. Then disconnect from work. whenever work is important, of course, but sometimes you need to actually disconnect. Take a technology break, move out, take a technology break, move out, go and take some time to recharge, personal time, so that you can recharge yourself. That is important. Then if you're working nowadays, the vacation, many people are calling it as a working vacation, but we cannot go anywhere. The vacation is at home. So make vacation, use your vacation time and leave your work at the office if you can. Now, because we are working from home, I know many people I have talked to have said that, okay, because I'm working from home, I'm working even at night, I'm working even in the morning. There's no set time. At least previously I used to go at 9, come back at 5. So after 5, all the time was mine. But now, even after 5 also I have to work. So it becomes difficult to manage the time. So over here, you need to set up a time limit. Okay, and even if you're working from home, set up a time limit and leave your work at your office after that particular time. Then give up multitasking. I know multitasking is a very good what do you call it, asset, but everybody cannot do it. So if you can do it, manage it. If you cannot do it, give up multitasking. Concentrate on one work at a time and do that, and then go to the other. Because if you're trying to do 2 to 3 things together, then it actually helps in building up the stress. So you need to give up multitasking. Use office hours. After office hours, you should not be available to other people. Not disturb sign should be there after office hours. So, but that means that all the work that you need to do should be completed within the office hours. If you've not done your work during the office hours, then you are sure to be disturbed after office hours. So you should get your work done during office hours so that you are not disturbed after office hours, and then it will help in reducing your stress. Get enough sleep, that I have already kept on saying throughout my presentation. Get enough sleep so that you can renew yourself and manage your energies. Then leave busy for the bees. Don't become too busy. Because if you are busy, then you will not have time for anything, even for yourself. So leave the busy for the bees and shift your focus from reactive to proactive. Don't become too overactive. Overactive is also not good for you because it helps in generating a lot of stress. So shift your focus from reactive to proactive. Instead of reacting or doing a lot of things, whatever is, what you call it, beneficial, only do that. Then let go of the past. Don't, if you keep on hanging on to the past, I think it's going to eat up. Let yesterday not eat up your today. So let go of the past. Whatever happened in the past, think of it as a bygone and start afresh. And it will really help in reducing your stress. Now, support thoughtful work. Many places are there in the office that support this kind of thoughtful work, wherein you want that, what you call it, quiet time where you can do something. So you need to have that quiet time to focus and do your work. So try to generate that quiet time for yourself, and you have to do it for yourself. Nobody else is going to provide you with a ready-made quiet time, because other people, they only help in coming and disturbing you and not nothing else. And finally, recognize you are overwhelmed. Now, if you are stressed out, if you are not able to manage, recognize that you are not able to manage. Because once you have accepted that you are stressed, only then you can help or take steps to reduce that stress. Otherwise, you will not be able to reduce the stress. Again, coping with stress during COVID-19. Keep away from, I think in between we had one very big breaking news when the wine shops were open, isn't it? So keep away from all those things. Seek facts. Find out what is true. There are a lot of rumors going on about COVID. So be very careful about what are rumors, and what is the truth. Then again, keep talking. That is important. You need to have somebody whom you can trust and you can talk to, so that you can reduce your stress. So find out that one person, one or two persons, you have more than one person, we have several person. So find out that one or two persons whom you can talk to so that you can get rid of your stress. Share your problems and try to find solutions to your problems. I think that's all for in my presentation. I hope I have helped you in finding out measures to what you call it, overcome stress and also manage your time during this COVID-19 outbreak. Please post your comments in the chat box so that we can get to see what comments are there. I'm going to stop screen sharing now.
It's wonderful to listen to you, ma'am, once again. We will be very happy. You will be very happy to know you have been appreciated a lot on chat box. I would like to share a few comments with you, ma'am. Interesting, worth listening, wonderful session by Shaila Bayaskar. Very informative, very excellent PPT by Isaac Patel.
Thank you.
Very good. There are so many likes and comments on chat box, ma'am. So thank you very, very much for your very good, excellent session. Overall, the session was appreciated by participants of the webinar. Thank you so much, ma'am, for lovely presentation.
Thank you, dear. And it was
Glad
really
to have you. Okay, we all know that, everybody know that you are a teacher. So thank you very, very much, madam. Once again, we appreciate your hard efforts for today's session.
okay. So
I would like to request Mrs. Asma Ramzan, ma'am, to proceed with the questionnaire session.
okay.
Ma'am, there are a few questions from the participants.
Yeah, sure.
So shall I proceed?
Yes, yes.
Okay, we have the first question. How should we deal with the disturbing information coming
Asma,
in?
madam, audio.
Am I audible now?
Yes, yes. You are. I will answer the question.
The first question is, how should we deal with the disturbing
Asma, ma'am, we can't hear you.
coming in related to the pandemic?
Asma, ma'am.
Yeah, I think she has asked the question. She has asked a question stating that how to deal with all this information that is coming out in this pandemic. I think you need to actually find out what is true and what is not true. And as I have said in my presentation also, you need to find out what are the reliable sources. About the pandemic, whatever information is shared by WHO is supposed to be true. Whatever information is shared by MHRD is supposed to be true, and whatever figures and all are there on, I think you have a what you call it, information on your mobile wherein you can actually track down the information about COVID. So first of all, you need to actually what you call it, authenticate the source, whether the source is authentic. If it is not authentic, who has given this information? You need to ask these questions, and accordingly you either believe it or discredit that particular information. Okay, so be careful about what news you are getting, and of course you need to have an attitude wherein you sift out the rumors from the facts.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, the next question. How do we help our children to manage their time during this pandemic?
Yeah, I think one of the major factors is having the children at home during this pandemic, and managing their time is a task for us also. So what you need to do is you need to set up a timetable. Basically, just like you have in the school, you set up a timetable. This is the time when you are going to go to sleep. This is the time when you are going to study. This is the time when you're going to do your online classes. Now, because of online classes are done online, but homework is like pending. because the class is at home. So homework goes pending, isn't it? So it becomes very difficult. So you need to actually chalk out a plan, set up a timetable, and decide what time is to be dedicated to what activity. Accordingly, you will be able to manage your children's activities, all the activities that they need to do. Okay. Next.
Ma'am, one last question.
Yeah.
If a child is aggressive, how can we handle him?
If a child is aggressive, you need to talk to him first of all. Why the child is behaving like that? Find out. Once you talk to him, you will be able to find out the cause for the aggression. And once you have found out the cause for the aggression, then you can start with removing that cause or minimizing that cause so that the child becomes less aggressive. And moreover, you also need to tell him about, if he is very aggressive, you need to tell him about the, what you call it, effects of his aggressive actions. What is going to happen if he does this? What is going to happen? So tell him about the effects of his aggression and try to make him understand that what he is doing is not the right kind of behavior, and that will help in maybe calming down the child a little bit. But first of all, you need to find out why the child is aggressive, and only then you can actually help the child out. Yes, next.
Thank you, ma'am. These were the questions that were there.
Okay.
And thank you so much for answering all the queries of the participants. Thank you, ma'am. Now over to Nausheen, ma'am.
Thank you so much, madam.
Thank you,
Last but
Nausheen.
not the least, last but not the least, madam, I would like to request Mrs. Shaina Shabbir Sheikh to propose a vote of thanks.
Good afternoon, one and all. I express my gratitude to the Almighty. Without His will, this wouldn't have been possible for us. I am honored and lucky to have the opportunity to give vote of thanks on this event. On the behalf of M.C.E Society's Junior College of Education, D.El.Ed English Medium, I express my hearty gratitude to Dr. Shaheen Sheikh, Associate Professor, Maulana Azad, National Urdu University, Hyderabad, for sparing her valuable time and enlightening on the topic on time and stress management amidst COVID-19 catastrophe. Thank you very much, ma'am, for sharing your views with us. I would like to extend a special thanks to our Vice President, Mrs. Abeda Inamdar, Madam, for inspiring and guiding us. I also wish to express my gratitude to Diet Principal, Dr. Kamla Devi Aute Madam, who always motivates us. I am very grateful to our principal, Dr. Anita Belaputkar, and our HOD, Mrs. Rizwana Daulatabad, for giving us an opportunity to organize this webinar and providing encouragement and support. I also express my sincere thanks to the Herculean task of the technical staff without whom this program wouldn't have been possible, especially Mr. Amin and Mr. Rehan and other members. Thank you to all participants who stayed connected till the end of the webinar. Thanks a lot once again to one and all.
Thank you, Shainaz, madam. Thank you, one and all, once again. We have shared the link for the feedback form in the chat box. This link will also be shared in the WhatsApp group. The filling of feedback form will be open till 5 p.m. today. E-certificate will be issued after submission of the feedback form on your registered email ID. Thus, I declare the program is over. You may now leave the meeting. Thank you, everybody, especially Shaheen ma'am.
Thank you all.
Once
Thank you.
again.